welcome back. And if you haven't had a chance to sign up for your book club, please use the link in the chat to do so.
Someone's typing. You might want to mute yourself. We can hear you.
Thank you.
So we are now on module 3, which is the appreciative inquiry and norms of coaching. And we're going to just do a little fun little piece here. And I want you to think about something that your mom, dad, or grandma always told you. So I'm going to share with you probably about 2 things that my mom always used to say. So one thing that she used to say was, "Mama may have, Daddy may have, but God bless the child who has his own." And later in life, I kind of realized why or what she meant by that, which was she won't always be there for me. So I need to make sure that I have myself in a position in life so that I can provide for myself and for my family. But then growing up as a little child, she would always say these silly things, and I didn't realize until later that it was a joke. And we would be walking down the street, and she'll say, "Well, don't step on a crack because it'll break your mama's back." And I literally thought that it was true, and I would watch every step that I would take. And then she would say, "Never put your purse on the floor because it will cause you to go broke." So later on in life, I realized that it wasn't putting your purse on the floor, it was actually the shopping that will keep you broke. So if you all could in the chat, just drop down bites of wisdom in the chat, or you can quickly unmute yourself to share it with us. What is a bite of wisdom that you've heard growing up? And Sandy, Jennifer, if one of you could share.
Yes, I'll be glad to.
Thank you.
Well, I'll share something. My mother always said, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. And I think that came from Bambi. I never watched Bambi because she knew I'd cry too much. But she just said, if you can't. So I think about that in real life, that if you're not going to say something kind, just keep it to yourself.
Okay, we have don't count your eggs before they hatch. And my mom's dad said, if it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true.
I agree with that. All right, if you all think of any more, you are more than welcome to add them to the chat.
Here's one. My grandmother says, pretty ways make pretty people. My grandfather would always told my mother, and my mother always told me, never look down unless you're looking for something. I like that one.
I like that. Oh, yeah.
If its and buts were candy and nuts, we would all have a Merry Christmas. In other words, don't make excuses.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Follow the golden rule, do unto others.
Ooh, I may need to copy some of these and have a little, put them somewhere so I can use it as a reminder. All right. So now we're going to look at where we are on the schedule. And from 12:30 to 12:45, we are going to discuss the learning outcomes for independent study and the closure, which is live. And then after that, you're going to go into your pre-recording for module 3. You'll have a 30-minute break. Then you'll go into your book club to have a discussion and do some reading. And then at the end, you're going to complete your PLO survey and reflect. And remember, at the bottom, you see the virtual office hours. So we are available to assist you with your learning. So thinking about book club, I want you to think of a book club that you participated in. Think of the title of the book and what made the book club an enjoyable experience. So if you could either drop it in the chat or you can unmute.
We've got the impact cycle. The book was about a topic of interest, and the people in the group had similar interest as me. Sharing ideas. Sisterhood, community, feel during conversations. Cafe Daily 5, actionable. Others were implementing learning along with me, major growth for me as a teacher. Having choice, we were offered several different titles and we chose which one to participate in. A Mary Hart in a Martha world, the relationships I formed with the people in the book study and hearing their perspectives.
I think Bettina fell off.
I think she did too, because her screen did too.
All right.
I'm gonna text her.
Yeah, she probably, I know she's had some internet issues. Okay, that's not what we want.
I'm just going to keep reading. Who's doing the work? Content was connected to our classroom practices and our beliefs. Over the summer, I participated in a book club around why are all the Black kids sitting together in the cafeteria and other conversations about race. It was a healing and revealing experience. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm reading that book now. Someone said, Cherie, hope I'm saying your name right. I think it was Sherry saying to Cherie, y'all are blowing my mind.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and share, keep us going. That's okay, Jennifer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, can you see it? And then when
Yep.
Bettina gets back on, she can just take right up.
Yep.
All right, so here's where we were.
Put it in present mode.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to look at the notes. I'm sorry, because I didn't print it off. All right, so before we went to lunch, you were signed up for book club, so be sure that you do that. You have a handout link, and Jennifer, could you check that handout link just to make sure? Oh, wait a minute, I've got. Yes. All right, good job. We do need more. So all of you have not signed up, and it's, you know, just random. We need a few more groups there.
And we know some of you might want to be together.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now let me see if I can get back. Why will that not go away? There we go. If you see my screen, you see that thing in the.
Yeah, I can see your screen. Now you're doing the notice and the note catcher.
I know, let's go back. Why will that thing not go away? I'm going around the block to get there.
It's up there, module 3.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, click on the one that says it's got the Google Slides module 3 symbol.
Okay. This is what I want right here.
Well, we can't see it. We just see you.
I know. Okay. There we go. All right. So
What
they
was
want you to introduce each other, but I feel like if you'll just sign up, that we'll be okay with that.
Yeah, because I'm gonna jump in here because some of you may not be able to meet this afternoon, and we know that might be the case, but you need to meet just briefly so that y'all can make a plan for when you are going to meet, so that you have your chapters read next time, and have your artifact.
Well, and you've read chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you can discuss chapter 1 today. All right, so your book club expectation document is in your handout, I believe. Let me look over here.
Sandy, can you put it on presentation mode?
Oh, good. Well, I'm going to turn it over to you, but yes. I'll be glad to turn it over.
I'm sorry, my internet dropped and
That's okay.
so your learning targets for Module 3 are: I can begin to build relationships with other coaches through a book club. I can collaborate with other coaches to synthesize my learning around assigned reading. So here are your year 1 book club expectations. Remember that the book club is a time to collaborate, share, and extend your learning. You will have the flexibility to choose how the assigned reading is chunked, how you would like to discuss it, and how you would like to share it. You are in charge of your own learning. So this is your time to learn and grow. You will also decide how you want to share your learning with us each month. Some artifacts may include posters, summaries, videos, and so forth. The presentation style is completely up to you. Remember that you must Remember that you must add an artifact as a result of your learning time, and the link to the document can be found on your digital agenda in the Bring Backs for Session 3 in November section. Each member of the group can share the same artifacts, or you all can share different artifacts as a result of the book club time together. And you will also see on your digital handout, beside book club resources, you will see the professional book study and the Shake Up Learning book club guidelines. And you can use those 2 resources to help support your work. Okay. So this is a back channel conversation for book club. Please be sure to use the back channel to jot your connections, reactions, noticings, and wonderings around your book. All right. So now we will begin our appreciative inquiry storytelling.
I just clicked on the back channel book club link, and it's going back to Malcolm Knowles.
Okay, we will get that fixed.
I'll check on that.
Okay.
Thank you, Jennifer. All right, Sandy. So why develop appreciative storytelling? The appreciative approach involves collaborative inquiry. This involves interviews and affirmative questioning to collect and celebrate good news stories. The idea is that each stakeholder knows his or her story better than any outsider. The facilitator's role is to ask questions, enabling the understanding required to find solutions from the perceived problems. Discussion based on facts and directives can lead to opposition and resistance. Stories, on the other hand, open up non-adversarial dialogues, still allowing any existing source of conflict and paradox to emerge without defensiveness or vulnerability. We talked about vulnerability earlier. All right, the next slide, Sandy. So now we're going to look at an appreciative inquiry interview.
All right, do you want to pull that up, Bettina, and let me get out and quit sharing?
I think Jennifer is going to.
Oh, she's going to do it. Okay, then let me quit sharing. Well, I can get there. Okay. Jennifer, are you able to do that?
I was just fixing the back channels, what I was doing.
Okay,
We're going to
video.
Oh, the video. I'm sorry. Yes, I've got that. I was multitasking. Do that. Lord of mercy. Okay, hang on. It was just there. I just saw it. Here we go. You ready? I've got to share. Yep, and I'm gonna make sure I make the sound. Okay, y'all be sure you can hear it.
The Aim to Flourish site offers a variety of resources for you, including an appreciative interview guide to help you. The aim of these interviews, though, is really to help lift up 4 things. We want you to tell the personal story of the interviewee, including their sense of purpose in life and how it links to the innovative business practice that they're talking about. We would like you to help lift up the details about a particular business or society innovation that they know of or have been a part of. We also want you to help lift up the impact of their innovative business practice. We also want to lift up your interviewees' images of the future. The best way to approach an appreciative interview is with sincere curiosity. As Eleanor Roosevelt once said, I think at a child's birth, if a mother could ask a fairy godmother to endow it with the most useful gift, that gift should be curiosity. So our best advice is be curious. Ask yourself, what's exciting here to discover and lift up? Use the guide as a starting point, but think of it more as a reference to help you guide the conversation. Don't think of it as a script. Good interviews involve active listening, so add follow-on questions and dive deeper when you feel it will be helpful in getting more details from the interviewee. Don't hesitate to improvise and add probing follow-up questions that you feel will help guide the interviewee to share more details about their personal story that led to the innovation. Consider using encouraging phrases like, "That's so interesting. Can you tell me more about that?" Or, "What a good story. I'd like to hear more details about XYZ. Is there anything else that you can tell me about this?" And above all, keep your ears and mind open and feel free to ask more questions or go back to something that the interviewee mentioned earlier or only in passing. You'll want to take good notes of that give life to your storytelling. Don't hesitate to read a quote back to your interviewee to make sure it's accurate. Quotes really help the story come alive in a personal way. Remember, your enthusiasm for learning about the innovation will be contagious. So relax, have fun, and enjoy your appreciative inquiry interview. Where can you find out more about appreciative inquiry? aimtoflourish.com has lots more resources.
All right, Bettina, are you going to share your PowerPoint?
Scared to share, Sandy. It may go out again.
Okay. All right.
I have to unshare. Okay.
All right. Just whatever you need me to do.
And I fixed the back channel for the book club. It should work now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, do you see that? No?
Yes.
You
Yes.
do? Okay.
I do.
Can you go to the next slide? Okay, so here is the appreciative storytelling step by step. So in phase 1, you're going to interview someone to draw out their story. Then you're going to listen intently to discover the best of what is there, and then you're going to document the stories. In phase 2, you're going to reflect in a small group on the implementations of the stories and look for patterns and trends. So what we would like for you all to do before our next session is to conduct 2 appreciative inquiry interviews. The interviews need to be recorded. This could be a video, it can be audio, or you can write it. Okay, next slide. So you're going to also watch an on-demand pre-recording that is going to mention the 7 norms of coaching. And there'll also be a sample coaching video that is linked in your agenda. So you're going to also use that. And afterwards, you're going to do your thinking on a digital board around this topic, and it is also linked in your digital agenda. You go to the next one. So you have your agenda and schedule to use as a guide. You have our office hours as well. And I think Jennifer has a few reminders that she would like to share.
Yes, I just wanted you to all look at the digital handout. And since I just updated that channel, you're probably going to need to, I can put a link back in the, I'll put it in just a moment in the chat so that you can have a refreshed one so it has the right back channel. But as I said, always take a copy of that link and keep it somewhere, because then if we make changes, when you open it back up, the changes will have been made. On your digital handout with, if you look up where it says bringbacks for session number 3 in November, under module 2, be sure to put your partnership principle goals into practice, because as you remember, you were going to pick 2 to kind of delve into after your conversation in the chat rooms. You have those videos on the 7 principles. There's a link for that. There's also an article by Jim Knight. And then I wanted you to scroll on down to the bottom of your agenda, and you see September kickoff videos. We have 3 separate videos from the kickoff session. So if you missed something and want to watch it, those 3, and they're closed captioned, because we have to have them closed captioned for it to be sent from the department. So today's videos, as we get them back, I will be sending them off to be closed captioned, and they will be on the agenda next time. So they'll always be a month behind, because that's about as quick a turnaround as I can do and do my other part of my job. So if you ever have questions, don't hesitate to email, but I hope that we've tried to recap each module so that if you popped in and out, you haven't missed everything. And then at the next section, there's the MTSS. That is really, if you haven't been to that part of our website at the department, that's really got a lot of good information in there. If you're thinking about data teams and how to do MTSS, they've got modules you can watch, some really good information there that you can dig into. So I think that was all I wanted to say. So Sandy, you got any final words?
No, we're going to open it up to you if you have any questions, especially about how to do module 3, because you're going to be doing some of that on your own. Do you have any questions?